Tanker war 2.0? History repeats in the Gulf of Aden as U.S. warships face off against Yemen's rebels. Is this the most dangerous maritime conflict since the 1980s? Can diplomacy prevent another tragic accident? Buckle up for a deep dive into this unfolding crisis. Welcome back, viewers. Today, we delve into a rapidly escalating conflict in the Gulf of Aden, where tensions have surged due to missile attacks on U.S. and British warships by Yemen's Houthi rebels. This recent surge in aggression has profound implications for maritime security in the region. In recent days, the Gulf of Aden has become a hotspot, witnessing a series of missile attacks that have raised alarms internationally. Yemen's Houthi rebels, embroiled in a prolonged conflict, have escalated their actions, targeting not only commercial vessels but also striking directly at U.S. and British warships. The significance of these attacks cannot be understated, as they pose a serious threat to maritime security, impacting not only regional stability but also global trade routes passing through these waters. Today, we'll unravel the details of these recent events and explore their broader implications on the geopolitical landscape. Stay with us. As we dive deeper into the unfolding events, it's crucial to understand the background of this conflict. Since October, Houthi rebels from Yemen have been launching relentless assaults on shipping in the region, specifically targeting vessels navigating the Red Sea. Their actions have not only disrupted global trade but have also intensified tensions in an already volatile area. The U.S. Navy, a prominent player in the Middle East, has been actively involved in attempts to counter the Houthi campaign since its inception. However, what's noteworthy is the military's strategic choice to downplay these attacks, perhaps in an effort to prevent the situation from spiraling into a wider regional conflict. The language used in official statements has been careful, with an attempt to temper descriptions of the strikes on U.S. bases and warships. But, ladies and gentlemen, the game changed dramatically with the recent direct strike on the USS Carney. This marks a pivotal moment in the conflict, as the U.S. military's approach takes a notable shift. No longer can these assaults be downplayed. The attack on a U.S. warship demands a reassessment of the situation, and the language used by military officials reflects the gravity of the events. Now, let's focus on the heart of the matter, the attack on the USS Carney. In a significant escalation, Houthi rebels targeted the U.S. warship on a fateful Friday, making it the first time they directly set their sights on an American naval vessel. The USS Carney, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, has been actively involved in operations to counter the Houthi campaign since November. As the events unfolded, conflicting statements emerged, adding layers of complexity to an already tense situation. While a U.S. official confirmed the direct targeting of the USS Carney, the U.S. military's Central Command initially stated that the Houthis fired toward the ship. This discrepancy raises questions about the challenges in deciphering the rebels' true intentions. Decoding the motivations behind these attacks is no easy task. The Pentagon, in its response, highlighted the difficulty in pinpointing the rebels' targets. Was the USS Carney deliberately targeted, or was it an unintended consequence of broader hostilities? The fog of war complicates the narrative, making it essential to scrutinize the conflicting statements and understand the challenges faced in determining the rebels' true intentions. As we piece together the puzzle of Friday's attack, it becomes clear that unraveling the motivations behind these actions is as intricate as the geopolitical chessboard these nations find themselves on. Now, shifting our focus to the diplomatic front, the United States has been walking a delicate tightrope in its responses to the Houthi attacks. In an attempt to prevent a wider conflict, the U.S. has tempered its language and actions. However, this nuanced approach might be inadvertently fueling the Houthi rebels' confidence as they continue their aggressive actions against maritime traffic. While the intention behind this measured response is to prevent the situation from spiraling into a broader regional war, it seems to be having unintended consequences. Brad Bowman, a senior director at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, notes that by tempering language and response, there's a risk of emboldening the Houthi rebels. Acknowledging Friday's assault as a direct attack on a U.S. warship is a significant shift in rhetoric, but it also reflects the fine line the U.S. treads in maintaining regional stability. The impact of these events extends far beyond the immediate conflict zone. The Gulf of Aden, a crucial waterway for global trade, is now a hotspot, disrupting shipping routes connecting Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. This conflict also intertwines with the Israel-Hamas war, adding another layer of complexity to an already volatile region. As the U.S. and its allies grapple with the challenge of balancing diplomacy and deterrence, the broader implications of this conflict on regional dynamics and international trade become increasingly apparent. As the conflict intensifies, the international community has responded with force. The US and Britain have launched multiple rounds of airstrikes targeting Houthi missile depots and launcher sites in Yemen. These strategic actions aim to neutralize the rebels' capabilities and curb their aggressive campaign in the region. However, the situation takes a concerning turn as the rebels shift their targeting strategy. No longer content with assaulting commercial vessels, the Houthi rebels are now openly threatening American and British ships. This shift has manifested in recent attacks on vessels carrying cargo for the U.S. Defense and State Departments, underscoring a dangerous escalation in the rebels' intentions. Analyzing this shift in strategy reveals a calculated move by the Houthi rebels. By targeting vessels with direct ties to American and British interests, they are sending a clear message to these nations. The implications of this strategic shift are vast and necessitate a reassessment of the international response. As we navigate through the complexities of the Gulf of Aden conflict, it's essential to draw parallels with historical events that have shaped the region. The current situation is drawing comparisons to past conflicts, with experts labeling the recent Houthi attacks as the most significant maritime confrontation since the tanker war of the 1980s. The tanker war, which unfolded in the late 1980s, witnessed a one-day naval battle between the US and Iran. During this period, tensions ran high in the Persian Gulf, and the U.S. Navy found itself entangled in a volatile situation. Notably, the tanker war also saw a tragic incident in 1988 when the U.S. Navy accidentally shot down an Iranian passenger jet, resulting in the loss of 290 lives. As history echoes in the present, the comparison to the tanker war provides a sobering backdrop to the current maritime conflict. The accidental downing of the Iranian passenger jet serves as a stark reminder of the potential human cost and unintended consequences that can arise in the fog of war. Looking ahead, the implications of this conflict are far-reaching. The need for diplomatic solutions becomes increasingly apparent as the delicate balance between responding to aggression and preventing a wider regional war hangs in the balance. The risk is real, and as we navigate these turbulent waters, the international community must tread carefully. Join us in our continued coverage as we monitor the developments and explore the potential pathways for resolution in this critical chapter of the Gulf of Aden conflict. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for more updates on this evolving situation.